Hello tribe, welcome back to my channel, and today we're asking a question. Are you ready for a relationship? And the reason why I'm asking this question is because sometimes people are mistaken. They think that they are ready for a relationship because they need one. Maybe they need companionship at that time. Maybe they're seeking for attention. And as you know, relationship requires patience, investment of your time, your energy, compromise, and all of those things. So let's go. By the way, this is my second channel. Whoever wants to check out my main one is gonna be in the description box. Pile number 1 is with Triple Goddess Tarot. Pile number 2 is Super Lunaris deck. Pile number 3 is Steampunk Tarot. So choose your Ace of Cups and let's go. I'll see you in timestamps. Hello tribe, whoever has chosen the Triple Goddess Tarot, let's see. Are you ready for a relationship, for a commitment? Pile number 1. Are you ready for a commitment? We have the 3 of Cups. We have the Empress. We have the 4 of Swords. We have the 3 of Swords. And I'm going to clarify these cards. So let me adjust the camera slightly, that you'll be able to see more of what I am doing. Is pile number 1 ready for a commitment? We have the 5 of Pentacles. We have the 9 of Cups. We have the 7 of Wands. We have the 6 of Wands. Bottom of the deck. All right, I actually want to pull one more card from, actually a couple of them from 2 different decks. Is pile number 1 ready for a relationship? Trust, ask help from others. And let's pull from the Romance Angel. Are you ready for a relationship? We have give your partnership a chance. And we have passion. And we have finances and career. Okay. So I'm going to be reading a story here. And some of you will have experienced this already. Some of you will be experiencing this in the future. So when it comes to pile number 1, there's 2 groups of people. Some of you are ready for a relationship, and this is the group of people who have worked through a past disappointment. Now, I think there was a situation for pile number 1 where someone in the past relationship didn't provide enough safety or security. And would it be financially, would it be emotionally, and that somehow made the other person feel that they have to constantly be on guard, especially for the feminines. If the masculine is not creating the sense of safety and security emotionally or financially, because sometimes we as people, right, we go through difficulties in our careers and it's completely normal not to have our shit together. but there is this underlying feeling of lack of safety. And if the masculine doesn't provide that, the feminine steps into masculine to fill in the gap. And either they stay there if the masculine doesn't step up, or they're able to step back into the feminine if the masculine steps up their game. So if you have already worked through a situation that required you to be a provider where you were not supposed to be a provider, someone was over nurturing the other, and that relationship dynamic turned into a mother and son, or father and son, father and daughter, right? That kind of vibe. If this has been realized and worked through, I do feel like pile number 1 is ready for a relationship. But at the same time, there is a time that I'm seeing where you yourself are going to find, are going to uncover something that you really love doing before you get into a relationship. Something that gives you a lot of drive and passion. This is connected to your career or your hobby. So your heart is in it. Your heart is in it. And at a time when you're going to meet that new person, you're going to feel that you have everything emotionally satisfying that you need, especially when it comes to your hobbies, when it comes to your careers. Because I'm seeing someone doing something that is very exciting. I can't wait to go swim, or I can't wait to go skydiving, or I can't wait to go for a run, or to create this new business. There is something that drives you, that you have in your system before you meet this new person, that you are going to be committed to. You commit your energy, your time, your heart into that hobby or career. And with that commitment, it seems like you are inviting energetically a new commitment. Some of you are very overprotective. If you have children, your children. You're very careful who you let in your space, because it's not only you, you also have to look at your children. What kind of partner am I inviting into my space who's going to also influence people living with me? And at one point, if this is you that I'm talking to, you probably have been let down. So now you're very cautious. Make sure that you're not overly cautious when it becomes a bit of a paranoia, because it's going to work against you. You might push people away who actually want to help you even with your responsibilities. I feel like you're ready to work on a partnership. But before that partnership, some other commitment comes your way that you will want to spend time and energy on. And whoever this person is, it seems like they will be wanting to help you out with your struggles. They might lighten your burden. Can be as simple as taking out the trash, right? But you're very grateful because maybe you were doing a lot of things on your own before. Maybe they're going to give you a foot rub and you go, oh my God, this is amazing. Someone is so used to doing things on their own or taking care of so many people here that they are becoming open to getting to know new people. It's like there's going to be a time when you'll feel ready to invite fresh energy. It's going to be very noticeable on a soul level. So those who are still in this fight or flight mode, I don't think you are ready for a relationship, because someone is not ready for a commitment. It would overburden them. Those who have worked through this already and you realize that, yes, I gotta be cautious because I'm responsible maybe for other people, or I do not want to influence this very important thing in my life or to ruin it. if I tend to get lost in relationships. So understanding where you sit in this reading is very important. Are you ready for a relationship? I feel like you are ready to give a relationship a chance. You want to explore, especially the passionate side of a relationship. And if that turns out, I don't know why I want to say this, that turns out to be pleasurable enough for you, you're going to want to invest more of your time and energy into a connection. Because for pile number 1, it seems like it's very important for you to feel this chemistry straight away. To determine if you two can work together. So maybe you tend to be sexually very what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say hyped, but more hyped than other people. Yeah, I've asked for advice. We have 7 of Pentacles. And maybe before that was a reason why you were disappointed. Because you moved into a connection based on physical intimacy. I feel like what you're doing moving forward, pile number 1, is you're not rushing into things. You might enjoy the physical chemistry, but that doesn't determine where you will take this next relationship coming your way. It's like someone is taming themselves because they know that in the past this hasn't brought them any good outcomes, and maybe this is a pattern. Yeah, stepping into the heart instead of the physical body as much. Not determining the connection purely based on chemistry, but determining a connection based on what you can grow together, what you can build together, what you can plant together. And how much the other person really wants to invest in you, because in the past I'm seeing someone who literally brought breadcrumbs and you kept providing and providing and providing, and like, I'm not making the same mistake again. I'm ready for a connection, but I'm not going to be the one who does everything, or the one who invests like 70% and they just bring 30. I'm not doing that. Regardless of how good of a passion we have between each other, how drawn I am towards this person, I'm not making the same mistake. Yeah, I'd pack my things and go. So physical chemistry, physical attraction is really, really important for pile number 1. Where other people might wait for the physical chemistry to build up through maybe intellectual connection, then it grows, right? Then you start being attracted physically to that person because their brain looks sexy, right? You're a little bit different here. You need to feel, maybe very visual. You need to feel a physical attraction, but at the same time it can act like your downfall. So you need to be very balanced in that. And I feel like the moment you find balance in that is when you're going to thrive in a new connection. I'm peeking a little bit into the into the connection itself. Definitely, one of you might have children or be a mom or a father when it comes to this new person walking into your life. And I wouldn't be surprised if you decided to move in together. They might ask you to move in with them, or you might ask for them to move in with you. But I'm getting that that might be different, living in different towns. So you both may require debate, discussion, which location is better for you both. But that's once you go all of through those stages. So in this pile we have 50-50. People who are still healing about the things that I talked about, healing from, and some people who are already halfway, and soon enough they're going to be inviting a connection into their lives. And I feel like with this new person you're going to be very open from a get-go, who you are, what your responsibilities are like, and if they want to be part of your life, and vice versa. And I think that's going to be very beneficial. I've got nothing to hide. I'm going to tell you straight on. For example, if we're talking about people who have children, I go on a date and I tell you that. Or even if we chatting before a date, I'm going to tell you that I have children. This is my responsibility. It's part of my life. So that I don't waste your time and you don't waste mine. It's a very mature type of vibe here, what I'm getting. Very mature. And again, as advice would be, do not rush into things too quickly, especially some people will have to tame their fire a little bit, I'm seeing, so that they don't their judgment doesn't get clouded. Rabbits move very quickly, but this rabbit is still. And this is the most grounded energy. And you want that grounded, secure, and stable energy for the next relationship. I hope this was helpful. So if you want to, you can join me on Patreon for extra content. And I hope people who were meant to come across this video came across this video. If you want to share it with others, and have a beautiful week. Until the next time. Bye. Hello, pile number 2 people. Let's see what we got for you, whoever has chosen the Supernars deck. Are you ready for a commitment? So I'm going to be reading like a journey, like a story. So some people might have gone through things that I'm going to be talking about. Some people will be going through things. So you need to know where you stand in this reading. So don't want to put you guys in a box. Is pile number 2 ready for a commitment? We have the Hanged One. We have the 8 of Cups. Let me adjust the camera slightly. We have the Judgment. We have the 7 of Swords. And let's clarify the Hanged One. We have the King of Cups. 8 of Cups is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. Judgment is clarified by the 8 of Swords. 7 of Swords is clarified by the 5 of Wands. And let's look at the bottom of the deck. We have the Ace of Wands. And I also want to pair these 2 decks. So we have the Romance Angel. And I don't remember how the other one is called. But you know what it is, I'm sure. It's very old. I do not keep the boxes. Some of the decks, if I really like them. Are you ready for a relationship? Pile number 2. We have playfulness, that's what I thought. And we have one more card wanting to come out. We have forgiving and learning. So as I said in the intro, in case you skipped, Sometimes people think that they're ready for a relationship because they want one. And those two things are different, being ready and wanting one. So it can be confusing for us, right? That's why I'm asking this question here today. Are you ready for a relationship? Okay. Before you're ready, we have get more information. Before you're gonna be ready for a relationship, I don't know where you stand. So I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm gonna tell you, describe to you the time when you're going to be ready for a relationship. So for some of you, it might be a straightforward yes, because you will know that you already have gone through these things. Now, I'm seeing someone who is in search of themselves still. I'm seeing someone who is trying to understand what kind of relationship would be really beneficial to them. What do they truly need? Not what they want, but what do they truly need with the Hanged Man, the Eight of Cups. And you might have experienced very different partners. If you stand them one next to another, they might be very different individuals. Because you were in search, or you're still in search of what would be the most beneficial to you. And that searching period of time is going to be very important to understand what I don't want, to know that I know what I don't need in order to realize what I actually need. Sometimes people think, I want a really romantic partner. And romantic partner comes through and they go, oh, that's kind of cringe. I thought it would have been different. You know what I mean? That's one of those situations here. So do not, because some of you tend to judge yourself. Do not judge yourself or blame yourself for not making something work. Because some of you tend to get in your head too much and blame yourself for relationships that didn't go maybe the way you planned, or were not as great as you imagined them to be at first. Right now, for pile number 2 is the time when you need to realize what you truly need. And your cards are hinting here that some of you are still holding on to some sort of grief or hurt, and there is lack of forgiveness to someone that maybe brought chaos or lies or deception into your life. And that forgiving time, searching for that forgiveness. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. Forgiving doesn't mean not seeking for justice, if we're talking legally, right? I'm just gonna forgive. If I'm getting divorced, I'm just gonna forgive this person all that they've done. Maybe they stole from me. No, I'm gonna press charges, but I have forgiven in my heart. Does that make sense? So I just don't want you to be confused here. And I do feel like there is a past situation, because we have these cards that come up in your current energy right now. Maybe forgiven for the self that needs to happen before you can really step into this playful mode. Once you are in the playful mode, yes, you are ready for a relationship. If you're still in grief, I also want to say in despair or holding on to a grudge, it's gonna rub off on a new commitment and it's not gonna go far. And what we're asking about here today is, am I ready for a commitment? And what I mean commitment for a longer lasting one, than just something that starts and then kind of fades away. You will really need that time in your life where you go out and enjoy yourself, enjoy meeting new people, enjoy doing things that are pleasurable to you. Because in that space, I feel like you're going to be meeting the person that you're going to be in commitment with. At the time when you're in your most playful state, when you live from your inner child. Not childish, but childlike. Because that's going to connect you two together. And for some of you, this is happening soon enough. So if you overcame this already, well done. I'm sure it was difficult. What I'm also seeing before meeting this person, even the way you dress might change, or what kind of beauty routine you have. There is something changing about your routine. You feel very... You're looking at the mirror and you see yourself as a strong, beautiful human or handsome human being. And that somehow sparks more playfulness in you. Maybe some of you didn't see yourself as handsome or beautiful before. And once you step into that, you go, oh my God, like, life is my oyster. Let's go and fucking live life. I feel good. So I'm not afraid to talk to new people. I'm not afraid to just go out and play. And that's when you are meeting a person that you're going to be in commitment with. I want to say some people in the past, in pile number 2, were choosing as a pattern people who were much, much, much weaker than them. Maybe you had some sort of savior complex. Maybe you were trying to help people out. But in reality, what you're inviting is an equally strong person. Equally strong person. And that's going to rub off on you and on them. And there's going to be a very nice exchange between you two. Maybe you were inviting emotionally damaged people before. Or someone who had some sort of mental issues that you knew you couldn't help them with. And we are stepping out of that. We're realizing that everyone has to help themselves. And I feel like that realization is going to change you slightly as a person. I also feel like your physical strength around the time when you meet a new person is going to be improving. I wouldn't be surprised if people started working out, came back to the gym, or did something that requires physical strength, because that allows you to feel more confident, to feel better within. You will want to do that for you. And therefore you're inviting a strong person. Let's peek, let's see, how are they like? So now, I'm approaching these readings very carefully. When to say yes, when to say no. If you're ready, if you're not. You see, I'm reading the story here, and you need to know where you stand, imagining a timeline, where you stand in this reading, to know if you're ready for it or not. I hope the story was clear enough. Let's dive into a description of this person that you're gonna be inviting. Look at the vibe. Look at the freaking vibe. You definitely, if you want to, you're going to have a child with this person. Or if you don't want children, you may have a pet as a child together. Make sense? That's being highlighted in the first 2 cards. This person might even change your view on children, especially if you were the person who was like, I'm on the edge, I don't know. And this somehow, I don't know in what way, but they change your perception slightly on family or on children. This is someone who is super intuitive, I want to say. This is someone who's going to be able to feel what you feel. And you won't even have to talk too much. They will just know when to do what, because they will be sensing you. What kind of person is this? At first, this person might be a little bit mysterious, or seem a bit mysterious to you. They may not show all the cards straight away. And I feel like you were a family in a past life with this person. So it's not the first time that you're going to be a family. This is someone who loves to travel. This person needs constant movement. Otherwise they get bored, or they become sad, or they uninspired. They need travel, they need movement, and they need to constantly learn. And maybe you too, and that's what's gonna draw you both in together. This connection is almost unavoidable here, what I'm being shown. And this person that you're crossing paths with, either you're going to be seen as someone who has a lot of suitors, or you're going to see them who has a lot of suitors. So at first it might be like, this person is surrounded by a lot of people, or you are surrounded by a lot of people. So this initial encounter might be, someone might be a bit cautious, or not straight to the point that, you know what, I like you, because you need to observe the environment to understand what is happening. But this, I'm clarifying justice with the Sun card. This belongs to you. This happiness and this fulfillment, your heart's going to be singing, this belongs to you. So I think people in pile number 2, once you meet this person, this is someone that you will want to go to battles with, because they're worth it. Because they will do the same for you. And I'm getting this very strong team-like, I'll go to war with you energy, like a power couple almost. Yeah, what did I say? Split the deck. I'll go to war with you. Look at the 5 of freaking swords here. Yeah? I'm getting that this person, they're very emotionally intelligent, and they will want to provide, they will want to surprise you. Can be little things that you like, you know, they will remember what you said you liked. For example, you say, I really like, I don't know, chamomile tea. Simple. Next thing you know, they're bringing you a pack of chamomile tea, you know. But at the same time, when this person encounters a situation where someone is being unjust or unfair, watch out, because they're going to literally destroy the other person, especially if they feel like they have done this to someone else. They're good at spotting people who have tendencies to intentionally hurt or manipulate others. They hate that shit. And some people wouldn't get involved, but this person, I'm getting, they would. They'd be like, I'm gonna be their justice. Watch me. Watch me. So that's what kind of person we have here, once you're ready. Okay, so you need to determine in that reading where you sit on that time frame. If you need extra content, I have Patreon if you'd like to join me there. And I have a second channel, which is my main channel actually. This is my second channel. And have a beautiful week. Until the next time. Bye. Hey tribe, pile number 3 people. Let's see. Are you ready for a commitment? So if you skipped the intro, I've mentioned that sometimes we think we're ready for a commitment because we need one, not because we are ready for one. Does that make sense? Because commitment requires investment of energy, time, compromise. So let's go. I'm gonna be pulling cards, and I'll also be using 2 oracle decks to see what is up. Pile number 3, are you ready for a commitment? And I also want to use the Romance Angel. Let me adjust you slightly. There you go. Okay, are you ready for a commitment? You got engagement, Pile 3 is most straightforward out of all piles, but I still will explain to you how I read, give your relationship a chance. I'm reading this as a story, okay? So I cannot put everyone in a box and tell you, you're ready, you're not ready. What I'm aiming for in these readings today is to look almost like as a time frame, as a journey until when you are really ready for a commitment. And some people will have gone through things that I'll be talking about already, and therefore they are ready for a commitment, and some people will be still going through that. But in pile number 1 we have a slightly different vibe, and it's not going to be as complex. Because for most of you, what I'm getting is that you are ready for a commitment. You're ready to invest. You're ready to see. You're ready to get to know someone, but to really get to know someone from that grounded state of mind. You're ready to get to know both sides of theirs. You don't only want to look at the great sides of the person. You want to look at also the sides that might be difficult to cope with for themselves even, or what they're not as great at. And you're very much into balance. And this Fool is looking at the 6 of Pentacles. I'm ready for a commitment. I'm ready to invest my time and energy in someone who does the same back. I'm ready to give my relationship a chance and to ascend my commitment further. Make sense? So pile number 3 is the least complicated of them all. Not to say that other piles are bad. I just was picking up quite a lot of past experiences from people, and therefore I had to talk about both the past and the future and all of that jazz. Here what we're seeing is someone who is very grounded. You feel very grounded, or you're gonna feel very grounded at a time when you'll be inviting this new relationship into your life. A lot of people who chosen pile number 3 already in a relationship. You may be just checking. And the next stage of this relationship is engagement. So that's you. I see you. Are you ready for a relationship? Pile number, what did I say? Cannot be more straightforward. And because we have within the next few weeks, it's telling me already that you are ready. This is not a year from now. This is current energy, what we are seeing. Any advice? Because pile number 3 is just like, okay, let's fucking go. All right, any advice for you? Look for a sign. So you might be receiving signs already. And don't stop. Okay, for some of you, do not stop exploring. If you look at this page of Pentacles in this deck, she's very curious. She opened the drapes and she's like, I wonder what's there. Do not stop exploring. Be curious. That's gonna lead you to where you need to be. Okay? Let me see. Let's peek into this relationship now that I'm curious myself. Let's peek into this relationship. This feels like a mature vibe. Mature connection, both people realizing that they have to invest in one another, and maybe I feel like someone experienced a situation in the past where someone didn't have enough time or energy to invest into the other as much as they should have, and that's why that relationship didn't last. Someone was either very busy or very focused on their dreams or something else, and their partnership it came second. But in this case, the perception is different. Yeah, I understand, I realize I'm smart enough to know that this is someone that I will want to maybe even build home with. So I better get to know this person really well. This might be someone that I want to marry. I really feel like pile number 3 is getting commitment very soon here. Not that you're getting it, you're choosing it. You are choosing it. Some of you might be interested in people of the same sex. I want to know more about this relationship. Or you will be introduced to this person through someone who's the same sex like you. I'm getting this feeling that this commitment may require someone to relocate or to change something about their household, about their living situation. It doesn't have to be so intense. It can be, someone needing to adjust to someone else's routine. Both of you needing to adjust to each other's routines. But specifically here, what I'm getting, someone really needs to change something because it's not good for any of them. So for example, if there was someone who really cares for domestic hygiene and the other person is not as much. For both of these people to live in a home, it's much better to live in clean, hygienic house than a messy one. So there is an agreement. You are the one who has to step up your game when it comes to cleanness of the house. Right? Does that make sense? But overall, I do feel like someone is going to be... I feel like you might be from two different places, or there is something different about the way you were raised, your backgrounds even. Because I split the deck, we have the Lovers here too, where we see this guy standing next to a light, a lamp, that seems to be representing the city, where this woman stands next to a tree, which seems to represent a different landscape. And I feel like there might be relocation here. Or at first you may have a long distance relationship because we have the Two of Wands, a waiting game. I'm waiting for you until you decide that you want to live together and you move in with one another. I'm not sensing it for most people that someone is moving in your house or you're moving in their house. I'm mostly sensing that two people are making a decision to choose a new place for themselves so that they can start making new memories in a fresh space. There might be a reason for that. There might be a reason for that. You might meet this person whilst you are traveling. It doesn't have to be literal, going somewhere outside of your country or your town. It can be as simple as walking towards a shop, right? Movement. You can meet this person in a social setting through someone else. And this is coming quick. You're meeting this person quick enough. And it's gonna be out of the blue. I feel like you're gonna be pretty surprised. This person might be a smoker, or you might be a smoker. Why the Five of Pentacles? Yeah, I do believe that you might meet and you're gonna have to go your own ways. You might live in different places or far away from each other. And that might be heartbreaking at first. But because we have engagement and give your relationship a chance, I feel like these two people are going to want to invest equally in this partnership in order to make it work. I travel towards you, travel towards me. We're gonna make it happen. If someone is not willing to do that, to put in 50%, this is not going to go far. Split the deck, we have the Tower. And we have death. Specifically in this deck, see what she's doing? She's departing. She's moving on. Yeah, Magician. I'm doing anything that it takes in order for this to work. But it has to come from both sides. We both have to be on the same, I would say boat, but in this situation on the same plane. Okay? I miss you as much as you miss me. So at first maybe there was going to be, I don't want to call it struggles, but like life just happens because you have to make decisions. In order for you two to come together, come closer together, you have to overcome something together. But I think that this is going to just strengthen this connection. As long as these two people are teammates. See? As long as these two people are teammates. And they're willing to step out of what they're used to in order to create this new journey with each other. Equal give and take. I like this partnership quite a lot. I invest in you, you invest in me. I know when I need to step up my game, you know when you need to step up your game. I like this pile. This is a very straightforward pile. Most straightforward pile out of all of them. I also feel like one of these people before you meet one another, someone might be leaving a bad habit. There is a bad habit that someone has. And I'm saying bad habit because it influences someone's health. That someone is going to be working on, how do I stop doing this? Would it be smoking? Would it be as simple as smoking, as hardcore as drugs? Or maybe a behavior that constantly, for example, overeating or eating very late at night, and you know it's not vibing with your body. It's not good for you. So it feels like before you meet one another, someone is going to be super focused on some sort of habit of theirs in order to get better at. I'm not feeding this devil. I'm not feeding it anymore. I'm the one who's doing it. If I didn't feed this devil with coals, it wouldn't be there in the first place, right? So with this somehow comes maybe better health or better balance, grounding too. Hopefully this made sense. If you need extra content, I have Patreon. You can join me there if you want to. And have a beautiful week. Bye for now.